Thank you for joining the Strategy Huddle with My Strategic Plan. We will cover the topic, What Matters Most to Strategy Execution. This segment has been edited from a larger webinar. More information and the downloadable presentation is available at MyStrategicPlan.com.
The secret to successful strategy execution comes out of Harvard Business Review in June of '08, and it's like, well, okay, that's 2 years old, and you say, well, why are we looking at this again? I dug into that article a little bit deeper after we looked at it last time, and it's just a real gem. And the cursory discussion on that is the fellow that wrote one of the summaries had been the editor of Harvard Business Review, and he's been the editor of Journal of Marketing, I think, as well. And his point was that he'd been looking for something that was going to kind of rock the strategy world, because nothing had really come out since Porter had come up with his things 15 years ago. And this study was done by practitioners. It was done over a number of years, and it was done based upon what so many of us always question is, okay, we've got this wonderful strategy. Now, where's the reality of performance? How come we're not seeing it delivered into the performance? So they took their expertise and developed this study, and they collected data over a couple of years, and I think they continued after they did pull the data, and they asked questions around 17 different areas, traits of what it takes to deliver the strategy into performance. And then they grouped it into 4 areas, which you'll see on the screen there: information, decision rights, motivators, and structure. And one of the main points that you take away from the article is so much of the time when we see our strategy not coming to reality, we say, okay, we've got to restructure we have to take these boxes and lines and so forth in our organizational program, and we have to restructure them and make things work differently. And what they found is typically you will get a quick boost, but in the long term, you'll come back to the same issues. So they found, and it was a result of 45,000 profiles, international, big companies, small companies, nonprofit, for-profit, that you will have twice the bang for the buck with information, decision rights versus motivators and structure. So what that really means is clarifying the decision rights. And a couple of their comments on decision rights the question was, everyone has a good idea of the decisions and actions for which he or she is responsible. It's like a duh, but the point is, vast majority of people don't get it. And then the second highest ranking item under those decision rights is, once made, decisions are not second guessed. Those are 2 primary important things. And then information has to do with make sure the information from the competitive environment from the outside gets in so we can make decisions quickly, and then there's a free flow of information across borders inside of the organization. So what this basically says then is, when we're trying to implement this wonderful strategic plan that we've worked so hard on, had all these meetings and rolled it out and cascaded, if we don't have the information flowing and people don't know what the decisions that they're supposed to be making, chances are that we're just not going to deliver the performance that we're after. So it's really key and foundational, because so much of the time we see in our work, we have to restructure. Oh man, we've got to bump up the compensation plans or whatever to get people to do something. And what this is telling us is that is not the case. Don't waste your money on that. Make sure the right people know what they're supposed to be doing, and make sure the right information is flowing out into the appropriate areas. So again, this is a little more of an explanation about strategy set, but I think this is really key when it comes to strategy. And you can get the article from Harvard Business Review, June of 2008, and the title being The Secrets to Successful Strategy Execution. And again, this is not an academic article. It's written by Bain, which is a leading consulting firm.